Shane Thomas Dougherty said, "Because right now there is someone out there with a wound in the exact shape of your words. And that's why a poem gets created, because in recognition there is comradeship and the knowledge that you are not alone. Poetry is both companionship and a lifeboat." This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Across the universe. Her eyes shone with repaired love as she clung to my arm and looked up. She silently asked to be kissed and said, "With you, I can stop being parched." Her words were questions and answers. She asked and then replied. She said she knew me so well that she could see my thoughts shimmer like video. She said, "I can pull up what you feel like a blanket in a desolate night. When the world loses its meaning, you are my guiding star." Her head on my chest, my arm around her, I knew light, infinity and forever. She thought I was her bodyguard when she was the one who kept me alive. She thought I was her bodyguard when she was the one who kept me alive. I remember the story of a bunch of strangers taking shelter under a tree on a stormy night. They could see bolts of lightning falling all around and charring trees. They looked around and saw that they were all high caste Brahmins except for one poor simpering low caste Sudra, who could suddenly see all eyes on him. One particularly arrogant Brahmin pointed his finger at him and said, "He is the one who will bring us bad fortune." And in a flash, the poor Sudra boy was thrown out into the storm above all entreaties. The poor man ran into the forest, soaked to the skin, looking for some other shelter. And right then, a bolt of lightning fell on that tree, and all the high caste Brahmins were charred to death. It was actually the Sudra's presence which was protecting them all. I remember the story every time my loved one and I have a tiff. The commonness of daily life chips away at the magic of bonds inexorably. Plus, life extends far beyond our most primary relationships. The hours of a day are appurtenant to the time we spend with them. There is so much more which goes on in our lives over and above one relationship, and we need to keep floating through those also, so we come out of them richer, unscathed, protected. And in the ups and downs of my trajectory in the world, I know I'm protected because of her. How do I know? I know it in my bones. I know it because of the purity she brings into us, her unrelenting, unapologetic, unstinting stand beside me, the unblemished crystal of presence, the absoluteness of her continuing forgiveness. She is nature's inexorability, just as the sun finds its way every morning, just the way a bud bursts in spite of not being noticed. In spite of everything, she never leaves my side when it matters. She is inexhaustible. When I am about to give up, she somehow transfers her energy, her very being to me, and is luminescent in spite of being empty. So much of our lives needs to be spent in utter gratefulness. The inexhaustible supply of grace which we encounter is enough to put us forever into the universe's debt. But nature has simplified it for us. We just need to look out for that one magical person and know where our universe resides. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. If you enjoyed this poem, rate it on Spotify or leave a comment on Apple Podcast. And I have a lovely newsletter called The Uncuts, which is like a Sunday dollop of warmth and fun and beauty. Subscribe to it. The link is in the show notes. And if you loved this episode, please do share it with someone you love. See you next week.